Dum, 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 dum,
Space between, space between, space between. Space between.
Why, hello. This is the Between Podcast where we about I forgot. Oh,
Space between.
the space between life and art, passion and business. What's happening now and what's happening. I hit my tooth so hard.
You can't do that.
I'm
You
Pat
should have
Chan. That's
practiced
so gross
that.
that I did
You
that,
should
you know?
have practiced that, definitely. It's all over you.
It was a last minute idea, you know? But
It was a good idea.
was it though?
Yeah.
You know?
I'm Amy Shan. I'm married to this one. Coffee on your leg and shit.
How are you today?
I'm good. Not working, and I slept for like 17 hours. And then I put these mermaid shorts on.
Damn, turn around.
No. And then I
Oh.
did blue lipstick to match the mermaid shorts. And then I just have a bunch of stuff to do around the house.
I have to tell you guys, I'll be honest with you. I was away this weekend. I really was. I was in Cincinnati, Ohio, and when I came back, I opened the door to our home, and picture this, you know? Picture you have a 13-year-old son who is very, in your mind, innocent, right? You open the door, and you catch him pleasuring himself, right? And he turns to you like,
Or like doing his mom's makeup.
right. sure, that too.
Because I was doing my makeup like a mermaid. I was practicing my scale technique.
Yeah.
And he comes in the door and I was just like, hello.
Yeah, she was caught, and it's not. It was more intense than you'd think. Okay, it wasn't like this.
The makeup, yeah.
yeah,
I thought you meant the reaction.
The makeup was like a dark
I posted it.
blue. Well, yeah. Hey, guess what? Not everyone who watches the podcast follows you. You narcissist. Okay.
Oh.
Blue and purple, very dark, going down like this, like this, like
It's
this.
like more of a Halloween type makeup, not like a daytime makeup look.
No, you looked sort of like You know who you looked like? Illyria.
Yeah, and I'm not really good at all with makeup. I bought all this new makeup for like the colors of like Under the Sea and stuff.
Yeah.
And I didn't even get really the right colors. So like my friend said it looked kind of like the colors of a bruise, and she's right because it was
Damn.
like yellow, purple, green. And then I went outside with you to eat dinner, and people might have thought that you like smacked me in the face.
No, that can't be true because listen, your entire face had it. It wasn't like you had like a one blotch there. It was as if it was.
What did you say? It looked like someone with glitter punched me.
Oh yeah. It looked like you had like a very fancy husband who just really. I mean, it's as if he gave you like
Glitter punch.
yeah,
It's like a Pokemon move.
that is, you know, he gave you like a cowardly lion mane, like one of those tight manes
Right.
of you know.
It's supposed to look like
bruises.
scales. I'm still working on it, but whatever.
I thought it was cool.
And yeah, I did spend the weekend with your mom because you were out of town. And we went to Target, and they have this whole entire section. Your mom was straight tripping because she gets out and about in the world, but she's not really up on like trends and stuff like that. And lately, like mermaid and stuff and glitter, like stuff like mermaids and unicorns specifically has been like super popular with like teenage clothing and shit like that.
Yeah.
So they have a whole section at Target that's like More Than Magic, I think it's called.
Yeah.
And they had all this like ultraviolet and like super shiny mermaid type stuff for like juniors, but I can fit in most of their clothes.
That's cool.
And they had like, you know, soaps and different makeup brushes that were like mermaid tails and things like that. And your mom was like, how do they know that you're into this? Because she's just been hearing me talk to her about it. And so then she goes to Target and it's like all around her and she couldn't believe it. And it was really funny. And we got a couple things, including those shorts and this little tiara thing.
I'm going to say something to you. Mm-hmm. If at any point you ever suggest that my mom isn't hip again,
She is, though.
it's fucking on, okay? Hold on.
She just doesn't know what's trendy at Target.
I actually want to check our audio to see if it's actually playing.
And I didn't even...
It's playing.
It's
Very
playing.
good. Very good. Very good. So listen, yeah, I was just a bit nervous because last week, oh no, it was 2 weeks ago, the audio we found out wasn't working in the live stream, which I don't want that.
And luckily someone told us early on, so we fixed it, but still.
Name him.
Steve.
Yeah, Steve Wisnowski. One of my best friends, you know, I'll be honest, I've cuddled with him before. You know, we've cuddled.
He's recently engaged.
He is. I can't speak to Steve's reaction, but I might have had a little reaction when we cuddled. Who knows, you know?
Oh my God, the way.
Yeah, it was this one day we were out in the rain with our friend Laura, and it was just pouring down. And then we got back to my place, and the three of us cuddled, and I'm not even sure who was in the middle. I don't even remember. You know who it could have been? It could have been me, okay? Or it could have been Steve.
That's so
It
funny.
could have been Laura, but I wouldn't think the whole time, you know?
That's really funny.
So listen, I went to Cincinnati. I took the drive, you know, it's from where we live, it's about a 13-hour drive. I stopped and I caught all the Pokemon at the various rest stops, okay? And I've been saving this one for you, okay? I got a compliment from a female bellhop, and I have to tell you about this, you know?
Okay.
You know how you check into a hotel, you give a lot of bags, you leave them with the bell service, and they put them in one of those big carts, and they cart it up. Okay, so I did that, and who arrived in my hotel room was this, I'm just going to say she was a cute little thickie, okay? She was a cute little thickie. She had a very innocent look to her, as if, she's definitely sang the song, "What if God was one of us? Just a slob like one of us," disrespectful to us.
What do you
though,
mean
know?
by that?
What do you mean?
She's someone that's saying that. Because when I think that, I think Dr. Evil from Austin Powers.
Dude, that's not what most people think.
Okay.
That's you doing that thing. That's you doing the thing like saying, "Oh, James Franco from Spider-Man 2." That's not like you. Amy always will pick one of the least popular roles, like not their iconic role. Like I can't even think of one.
What's the lady from Stepford Wives?
Gwyneth Paltrow. Gwyneth Paltrow from Stepford Wives. That's
how I know her.
That's that, you know. It's not how most people know her, though, you know. So that reference is that she seemed like an innocent kind of Christian-esque girl.
Okay.
Because that's a song about God.
Okay.
You know, not Dr. Evil.
Okay.
Okay. So right, I'm in the room. I accept the packages that come in, and I help take them off and stuff. And I'm not barefoot, but I'm in my cat socks, my blue cat socks. And she looks down and with a bright smile, she says, "Oh, awesome socks."
Aww.
To me.
That's so cute.
And I got this sense that she wanted to stay in the room, you know?
That's your problem.
Well, here's the thing. Do you think... I think that there are many innocent compliments that someone can get. I don't think that any of them could ever be directed at someone's PAs.
What?
They're PAs.
What's that?
It's feet.
Oh, PA, yeah.
Yeah. See? Ooh,
Good job on the French.
I'll just say worldly, okay?
A+ on the French, yeah.
There we go. So do you think that she was innocently complimenting my penis?
Yeah.
You do?
Because she said awesome socks. She wasn't like sexy socks.
If she said sexy socks, I would be worried actually a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
What would a sexy sock be?
I don't know.
I feel like a guy can't have a sexy sock, you know?
Yeah, no. But I'm just saying the awesome was like very platonic.
I don't even know if it was awesome. It was... Maybe it was like beautiful socks. So, I got the sense that I just needed to come clean to you, you know?
They are awesome socks.
They are.
Yeah. I'm not upset in any way.
So what else? What else? At this convention, right? Oh, we have some people watching. You know, we have in this chat we have Larry Watts. Oh damn,
Fine.
Larry Watts, who is the artist of Robin Hood that we worked on together. He's drawn some modern dread. He drew the cover recently for Lady Zorro, the new series that I just announced that I'm writing for American Mythology Productions. He comments, "Damn son, them socks are fine."
That's what she said, isn't it?
To me, yeah.
Now I'm pissed.
To me, yeah. But yeah. Speaking of Christianity and God and stuff, I gotta complain about something else to you.
Oh God. Literally.
On the road, right? On the road, I must have prayed like 20 times.
Why?
I had.
Oh, because you were falling asleep?
No. I just had. I had a. How can I say this?
How do you say?
You'll say an impending sense of dread. Yeah, I had an impending sense of dread.
That sucks.
Ever since I left, and when I hugged our cat Hoyt goodbye, in my head I was like, "What if this is the last time I see him?" You know?
Damn, something's wrong with your brain.
Actually, you can go pour your coffee now. Get out of here. But I'll keep talking. Ew.
What?
There's a furball. It's a hairball, a vomited up hairball on this blanket over here. It's yellow.
They're disgusting.
Jesus Christ. All right. So, yeah, you know what? I began to think as I was driving. I like did a little, and I'm not that, you know, like little I'm not a church boy, you know. I used to go to church a lot, but I think that if you find me praying, you know, you're very lucky, because I don't usually pray, right? But what I thought was this: as I was driving, I felt. I mean, Amy, who's over there, have you ever experienced, like, say something bad happens to you and you don't know what to do, so you actually do pray?
Not in a long time.
I feel like we had that conversation, though, you know, where something, she said not in a long time, where, like, I remember something where, how can I say this? It was an animal of my ex's got free. And I prayed about it. And then later on, she told me that she had as well. We had a similar conversation, and it wasn't that long ago. We had like a shared prayer conversation. But it doesn't matter. But
It could have been about Wesley.
it could have been about Wesley. But as I was driving and not wanting to die, you know, just like not wanting anything bad to happen to me, because the thing is, when you're driving on these interstates, there are a bunch of trucks around and stuff, you know, and I feel like these truck drivers, honestly, the interaction between smaller cars and truck drivers, I feel is kind of dangerous to be on these roads, especially when there's construction on these roads and they narrow down to 2 lanes, you know.
Remember when I was getting so pissed at the truck drivers on the way here when we drove cross country?
Oh, do I? That was my experience going this way too. There's so many truck drivers, but in my head I was like, I felt that like, I guess all I can do is just say a little prayer. Say a little prayer to me, you know that song.
Let Jesus take the wheel.
Oh wow,
Right?
yeah, that's what I said, and then that opened the fucking prayer floodgates, dude. From there, I prayed about everything, you know.
Oh, you were just talking to God. Did you tell your mom that?
No,
She'd be so happy to hear that shit.
as I was driving, a couple of things happened. One, I was like, well, I want to always learn about myself and like things I try to hide, you know, from myself psychologically. And I was like, man, if my natural reaction is if I have nothing else to do, I'll pray. Why not just do that anyway? You know, like what's bad about it if I just want to do that? And then I was like, man, what if that's like all of our reactions, that we all kind of hope for something extra, and that like society has like kind of like demonized that hope. You know, it's like almost made it so that you can't be intellectual and hope for more at the same time. When I don't think that that's true, you know?
Yeah. They think that, like, if you're religious, then you're not smart because smart is science and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I think that there's a blend of both. Like, I love science and I love, like, magic and stuff like that. And I think both exist.
So you're kind of like Nacho Libre in that way.
Yes. No, in Nacho Libre, it's his friend that believes in science.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah. Watch the movie.
Yo. Pray for myself, right? Mm-hmm. There was a dead deer on the side of the road, and it was construction, right? Mm-hmm. So it was a slow crawl. Let me tell you something. This deer, at one point, its guts were inside of it. At this point, that wasn't the case anymore. And its face was as you would picture a deer, and its body was like a fucking torture porn movie. Okay, and the smell. I had the window open, and guess what? Walked past, got that sour smell. Prayed for that deer, you know, and then I picked up speed, and I saw, as I was picking up speed, this moth fly down and become like just a splash on my windshield.
Oh no!
And that moth caught those fucking prayers, dude.
Nice.
You know, and yeah, I just felt I felt in that prude, you know.
Prayer mood?
Yeah.
Nice, that's fun.
Yeah, and I survived, and I was like, yeah, from now on, I'm not gonna feel that like betrayal of intellectualism if I do feel that need to like ask for some help, you know?
Mm-hmm. Definitely. That's a good story. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. I have another story, but I want to ask you, do you have any stories to share from work at all? I know that people here love to hear your Starbucks tales.
Not really lately because I've been trying to keep to myself at work and doing like a certain position that doesn't really interact with like customers that much because I want to keep like my energy levels low and I don't want to be so tired after work.
Yeah.
But one of the stores nearby is closing down for 8 weeks and we're about to work with their like entire staff for that time. They're coming to our store. So I don't know if I'm going to have like less hours or stories about those people coming up soon.
You know what that reminds me of? Season 3 of The Office, where Jim goes to that branch, and then that branch gets shut down, and all the people...
The merge.
Yep, the merge. Yep, all those people merge into Scranton.
Yep, that's what's
and
up.
it doesn't go well for a lot of them, you know?
So we'll see.
There's a story that I wish you could tell, you know, but we can't talk about it. Right?
About the tea?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe not until it's more settled.
Yeah, there was a legal incident that took place at the store, and it's so fucking funny.
It's wild.
It's amazing, yeah.
It's just about people going over the top.
Yeah. If we could talk about it, we'll probably do a whole episode about it if we end up doing it.
Yeah. We should have him on the podcast.
Oh my god, that would be so funny. That if he would do it, I'd be
gonna
down.
ask him.
So listen, while on the road too, I began to think about times past, okay? And I think I might have told you this story, but have I talked on the podcast about the time that I punched someone?
I don't know about on the podcast. I don't think so.
Hold on. And it's not Brian.
No, I know.
Okay, so I'll go into this story, you know, and I'll just give some. I'll give a list of characters first, okay? Because I was just thinking, like, what got me thinking about Rockville Center? There was just
You went there for a trade, right?
Yeah, but it wasn't that. You know, it was. I guess when you're traveling, I was listening to a lot of podcasts, and I love these podcasts. But the truth is, when you hear the same voice for 10 hours, it kind of becomes background noise, and your mind wanders. You know, so my mind was wandering, and it ended up in Rockville Center. Okay, so in Rockville Center, one of the lead characters of this story is my friend Laura, and I've been friends with Laura for a long time, but at this point in the game, Laura was the person that I had a crush on. You know, she was my best friend, and I had a crush on her. You know, I wanted to sort of impress her into liking me at that point. But really, she liked my best friend Steve, and we talked about that at length in his episode of the podcast. So if you want to hear that juicy drama, episode 50 is where that is. So Laura at this point was this kind of like punk rock kind of goth artist, okay? And another character in this story is Angie, and Angie was Laura's best friend at the time, you know. And Angie was also kind of like an edgy kid, okay? So then there's the gentleman in this story, okay? There's Angie's boyfriend, Troy, who everyone said looked, and this is true of two of our friends, Miles and this kid, Troy. Troy even looked more like him. Troy, everyone said, looked like Jimmy from Degrassi. And this was before Drake was a thing. You know, Troy looked like Jimmy from Degrassi, okay? And the final part of the story is this guy who I'm not going to say his name because he is like a friend of mine, you know. Okay. I'm going to come up with a side name from him. The side name is Craig, okay? His name is Craig. And Craig is sort of this, like, he's a pasty guy with, he's sort of like a Simpson where his hair is the same pale yellow as his skin, okay? And he has some redness in his face, you know? He was overall just like kind of like a rat bastard of a kid, okay? He kind of looked like the worst yellow crayon in the box, you know? And, oh yeah, one more character. This guy, his name was Lamar, and he sort of bonded with Laura over sort of like being the edgy kid, but he, I think, was at this point suspended or expelled from school for fighting. You know, he was like the feared kid in school, and I had met him casually twice before, and he and I had kind of like hit it off a little bit, you know? Mm-hmm. So we go to, at that point, it was when Dave and Buster's, I think it was called Jillian's, you know?
I don't remember that.
Or Julian, something like that. But it was essentially a Dave and Buster's. And it was myself, Laura, Angie, and Craig, okay? And it was just a whole awkward situation because at that point, I liked Laura, and Craig liked Laura very much as well. And in fact, around this time, Laura had asked to borrow Craig's phone, and when she opened the phone, there was a picture of herself as the background screen.
Oh no. He did that on purpose.
Yeah, he put her as the background screen.
For her to see?
Yeah. No. He had no idea that she was going to ask for the phone. Yeah, he left. That was a time before.
That's so funny.
Yeah, one of the best ever, you know?
Yeah. Great side note.
Yes. It's like one of those little footnotes, you know? Mm-hmm. That she was a picture on the background of his phone. What a bold move.
Wow.
What a bold move.
Yeah.
And to not even explain it, you know, just to leave.
Bye.
And for some reason, we just picked up with him and just brought him into the crew again, you know? So the four of us...
They're like, okay, you're weird.
Exactly. Myself, Laura, Angie, and Craig were at Dave & Buster's. And we were given some intel that back in Laura and Angie and Craig's hometown of Rockville Center, who we affectionately call Coxville Enter, okay? Someone had spotted Troy, who at this point was dating Angie. They spotted his Jimmy from Degrassi pre-wheelchair, pre-Drake looking ass at the movie theater with another girl.
Oh no.
Okay?
Some cheating.
Laura and Angie were enraged.
Livid.
They were livid. In fact, they tasked myself and Craig.
Oh my god.
With going to Rockville Center and beating Troy up.
Oh my god.
Yep. So there was no point in me that was like, I've never fought outside of Tiger Sholin's karate. There's no point in me where I'm like, I can't do this. I just thought, this is my chance to fucking shine, dude. Mm-hmm. You know?
Laura said so.
Yep. And let me tell you something. You know what I should have known? You know who was thinking the same thing?
Craig.
Craig. Okay. So we go, I don't even know how we got back. We didn't have cars. We were all pretty far while away, like half an hour away. We might have called a cab or had a friend pick us up. But I don't remember there being a driving friend with us. No. If Brian Aranda had came and he was the car wielder at the time, he would have talked us out of it.
Yeah.
Or been in it to help us not get hurt, So, and keep in mind, I've met Troy once.
Okay.
Ever. At a beach, and he was a young, jovial man, okay? So, we're at the movie theater. We see Troy in the distance, facing away from us. Laura, at this point, has told Craig that I'm a black belt in karate, and that I'm going to throw the first punch.
Oh, my God.
So, I roll up, and I say, Troy! And as he turns around, I punch him in the face. And he snaps back, and when he comes back at me, he looks different than Troy looked.
He's not Troy.
He had... Troy... I'll say this. They were similar height and had similar hair. It was the facial hair that was different. Troy looked like a boy. This man, who was Troy's best friend and named Victor, had a full face of facial hair that he had cut in 2 blades on his face.
Oh my God.
And he looked at me with the same gleam in his eye that the hyenas look at Scar in the final scene of The Lion King when Scar falls down to the ground under Pride Rock by the fire.
Oh my God.
And at that point, I'm like, I'm dead. Craig, I almost said his real name. Craig is speechless that I've done this, And so we back up, and who is in the alley between the movie theater and the next place but Lamar? And you know what he's doing? To me, this is the best part of the story. This part is better than me punching the wrong man. He's taking empty beer bottles and throwing them at the wall.
Oh my God.
He's doing nothing.
Oh
He's just there being a badass. And he calls some of his buddies who are with him, just doing nothing in the alley, over, and we kind of chase this poor man down. And the guy runs away instead of fighting me.
That's so funny.
The amount of luck it took.
He was your Deus ex machina.
He really was. He really fucking was. To have him there. 2, to have me have a few positive interactions in passing with him before. 3, for him to be enough of a badass to be like, all right, fuck this guy who you hit, who now wants to hit you back.
Yeah.
The amount of things that had to come together.
He's loyal. For
me to not get hurt. And guess what? I've never seen him again. I've never seen Lamar again. I've never seen... First of all, I never saw Troy again that night at all. I didn't see him. I didn't see Troy that night. At all. I didn't see...
Did Laura be like, you failed your mission?
Well, this is the second best part of the story. Oh, man, this is the second best part. So, the best part is that he was behind... He was between the alley throwing the bottles, breaking those for no reason, right? The second best part is when the smoke had cleared, all was done. Craig comes up to me and he says, Pat, you fucked this night up.
Because he was trying to impress Laura.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, he's fucking right. Yeah.
That's hilarious. Like it's a play and he couldn't remember his line. Or you couldn't remember your lines and now he couldn't shine. That's amazing.
Oh yeah.
You fucked this night up.
It's true. Oh man.
That's so funny. Wow.
And I'm gonna say this for real. I hope I'm not jinxing myself, but you know that Tupac song, Changes? I see no changes. All I see is racist faces, you know?
I've heard
bung, it. Bung, 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 right? There's this line where he goes, I'm not going to be able to fucking say it. It's silly, that I think this. I for real think this. Every time he says the.
Oh my god.
He says the line. Some punk that I roughed up way back, coming back after all these years. That's the way it is.
Oh my god! Imagine him coming back.
I think about that. That's how.
So many years.
That's how it is to be in here. You know. That's how it is to be in here.
I wonder. He probably figured out in the end that you weren't going for him.
I mean, he's the guy's best friend. He knew that. Mm-hmm. In fact, there's one part of the story that I excluded because I was so excited to get to the part about Lamar throwing the bottles. As I backed away from him, first of all, he turns. I immediately know it's not him. Because first of all, there's two differences between these dudes beyond, one, facial hair. Mm-hmm. Two, Troy looked very innocent, and his best friend looked very scary. Mm-hmm. Okay? So, as he turns around, I back up from him, and I go, whoa, sorry, I didn't know. That's how I was.
You're like, oh shit, it's not him.
Yeah. Oh, my God. My God.
That's so funny.
You know what I thought when I was thinking about that story? Like, I went through the whole motions in my head as I was driving, and I was like, oh, I know why I thought of it now. But as I was driving, I thought, fuck, like, that was me. You ever think that, like, you think of an old memory and you're like, wow, that was the same life.
Yeah.
That's crazy, you know?
Yeah.
So much happens in a life.
Yeah. I oftentimes, like, go back to memories as a kid and stuff that I totally forgot about until just then. And I'm like, wow, I've been alive for so many years.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think about.
Mm-hmm.
And what made me think of it, I just remembered, was there's this viral video of Joe Biden telling a story that people believe is not true. And it's about him having an interaction with this gangster at a pool named Corn Pop. And it was #1 trending for a while, and people believe that it's not true. And I was like, man, I wonder if I have any stories of, like, an altercation that seemed too fantastical to be true. And I was like, well, I have pretty much one altercation story that isn't, like, with a homie. Mm-hmm. And, like, when I punched Bry, like, I talked about this on the podcast before. Like, Bry was a homie. Like, he's one of my best friends, mm-hmm. and I've hit him a couple of times. Mm-hmm. That's different.
That's just boys.
Yeah, with this sort of, like, essentially assault that happened. You know, I'm not gonna say that it was my fault. Okay. But I punched this guy, right? Mm-hmm. And I was like, that story is fantastical enough. Like, that could be my Corn Pop story, you know?
Yeah.
But it's true.
Especially the guy randomly being there.
Yeah.
Lamar.
Like, let me tell you something. If that hadn't happened, I would have been fighting with Troy's best friend alone. Mm-hmm. Because Craig already thought he was done.
Yeah.
As soon as I punched the wrong guy, I fucked the night up, you know? Craig was out, okay? He was out the game. It was me versus this man. Mm-hmm. At that point, I had no help. And then finally, I had some help.
That's
so
funny.
Fuck.
Wow.
Have you ever gotten in any physical fights?
Not that I can think of, actually. I don't think so.
Oh, it sucks.
I don't think so.
I remember, I think that there were a few incidences where, yeah, recently you kind of, like, batted at someone a little bit, you know?
In the city?
Yeah.
No, I didn't do anything. All I did was hold my phone up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you, like, came back a little bit, no?
No way. I'm not trying to start shit.
Okay.
But I wanted to, but in the moment, I'm not, like, tough, you know?
No, you're so soft, you know?
Yeah, I don't want to fight.
You want to argue a little bit as well.
Oh, yeah. I want to argue.
Like,
and, talk shit to you.
I remember there was this one time at an open mic night where a very strange man sat across from us, okay? Do you remember this? He sat across from us, and he went up, and he started to religiously ramble.
Oh, yeah.
For like 10 minutes.
Yeah, psycho.
And he was removed from the mic.
Yeah.
And then he began to critique the other performances. And you and I had enough of him because he sat next to us.
He thought that we were his friends for some reason when we never met him before.
No, and I was like, "Hey, dude, shut up!" At some point, I began to get aggressive, as did you, and you, as he got up, you began to like push him off, like you like led him out. And he was talking to you with his little finger.
That's why, because he was getting too close to me.
And what did I say to him? I got in his face and I said, something like, put your hands down when you're talking to her?
Yeah, or something.
Ooh.
But he was just wild, and he kept getting so close to my face with his finger, so I just, like, put my arm up like this, like, locked, so that he couldn't, like, get past my arm when he was trying to talk to me.
And you walked.
Yeah, and I walked forward.
I like that. So listen, I almost punched the right man that night, you know? But yeah, how was it dealing with me not being here? How was it being so alone?
I wasn't so alone because I had your mom here on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
And I worked on Friday. But I did feed the cats, and you usually do that.
Yeah.
And so that was different. And
they do prefer what I do. I feed them, though, you know?
Okay, sure. Because there's like a routine of feeding them. It takes a little while.
Can you describe it?
You just have to separate them into different areas, and then one of them, specifically Hoyt, is very emotional. So he eats like half of his food, and then he walks away, and then you have to go super close to the bowl and like coax him to eat the rest of the food, because it's an appropriate amount of food, and he will eat it. He just won't do it without like your presence.
Right. So
you have to do that. So that was fun. I don't like to sleep in the bed alone without you, but I conk out pretty fast, so it's not a huge problem.
I do honestly sleep much better with you as well. I'll say that. It was easier in the nice hotel because while on the way, like en route to Cincinnati, between driving and praying, I would stop at a Holiday Inn. And that's like, it's a nicer hotel than like a Days Inn. It's like halfway between a Days Inn and like the Hilton, right? And then I stayed at the Hilton for the convention, and those beds were better. You know, I was able to sleep nicely on those. But honestly, I'm gonna keep it 100. In hotel rooms that are on the road, I'm unnerved to sleep.
Yeah.
I get scared. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's where like bad stuff might happen.
Yes.
Off of the parkway and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you're good. You always lock the door and everything like that.
Oh, I lock those doors hard. I even use that little like thing, you know? That
yeah,
little,
totally.
that
the deadlock?
Yeah. What else though? I had a pretty awkward interaction at the con. I actually want to apologize to you guys too. I said I was gonna do a podcast with Josh Blaylock there, and we kept trying, and at the end I wasn't able to because a lot of my downtime in the convention was spent carting boxes of my new graphic novel, Little Girl, from the Devil's Due booth all the way to my hotel room. Because I then brought those home and I'm going to be shipping those through Kickstarter. So any spare time I had to be doing that. So I wasn't able to do that episode. But, you know, I'll see him again. And at some point we'll do that, you know. But what else? So at the convention, Josh recently published this book called Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and the Freshman Force. It's this comic about AOC. You know, it's sort of like stories in support of her. And I have a short story in there with Larry Watts, right? And she's definitely a controversial figure. So some people came up to the booth in support. Some people came to sneer at the book. And I welcome it all because it's funny to me. You know, people are so like ready to have feelings about things. You know, and it's just funny and interesting to me. But the awkward interaction I had was actually with someone who I probably agreed with more politically. Someone came up to the table and they looked at the book and they said, "Mayor Pete," and I was like, "What?" And she goes, "Pete Buttigieg," and I'm like, I know who Mayor Pete is, but you just said a name. Like, what? And she goes, oh, well, you have AOC here, but is Mayor Pete? And I was like, oh, you're asking if we have a book about him? Like, I said to her, I was like, I thought you were asking if I was going to vote for him. Like, you just said his name.
Yeah.
You know?
So weird.
Yeah. But that would be cool to have a book about him. You know, he seems like a cool kind of guy, you know?
It's just a funny way to ask the question.
Yeah. We have Zach in the comments here. Zach says, Zach O'Connor, that is, the Pat and Amy show. Howdy.
Hello.
Zach, hello. We were actually just talking about, Zach drives trucks, you know? He's very aware of the rules of the road, you know?
Right.
We were just talking recently about how it's kind of difficult when driving on the interstates when there's all this construction, right? And the cars and trucks have to kind of interact on these smaller roads. So I'm sure Zach has a lot of experience there, you know?
Definitely.
But yeah, I might be out of things to say this time.
Yeah, I'm just sorry. I'm kind of quiet because I do have like a couple errands to run and it keeps taking over my brain.
What are your errands?
I just need to go because we're going to be feeding our neighbor's cats this weekend while she's in the city.
Ooh, I love these cats.
Yeah, they're very cute.
Hold on. We have the old head Oreo.
Uh-huh.
Oreo's the king of this clan, right?
Yeah, he's black and white. He's big and round.
Yep, and then
like an Oreo.
And then we have Nala, who's like the queen of the clan. You know,
Yeah.
She's like, what is she, calico or is she tortoise shell?
She's like a diluted calico because she's gray, orange, and
Right. And then you know who we have? We have
Marley, babe.
we have that thick boy Marley.
No, that's a girl too.
Marley's a girl?
Yeah, she's a princess though. She's more young.
All right, so we got that thick BOI Marley, right?
Mm-hmm.
Marley has a marble sized head, and then a big. She
Pear
just balloons out. She's beautiful.
She really
honestly,
looks like a pear.
She sure does.
So I'll be feeding the cat, so I'll have to go visit with her for a little bit and grab her house key.
Yeah.
So that I can get in there, and then I have to stop at a friend's really quick and pick up something, and then I have to come back here and clean my cages because like every 4 days they start to smell.
Her rat cages.
Yeah, my rat and I have 3 rats in one cage and then a hamster, and I'm gonna clean her cage too.
And tonight, around 5:30,
Yeah.
or earlier probably, we're gonna leave here and go to Port Jeff for Pokemon Go Raid Hour.
Yeah, that's gonna be lit.
I'm so excited. Finally gonna get Giantina, you know?
On your new phone.
On my new phone.
Yeah, because Pat, he's been like holding on to his old phone because it cracked, but he ordered the new phone, the iPhone 11.
Yeah.
And he was waiting on it, but at the convention, the crack got worse a little bit. And so then, for whatever reason, he couldn't work his phone at all or be like, have any service yesterday because it was broken. So he went last night to get a new phone. Dude, I'm so jealous though, because it has 3 what's it called, little lenses
Yep.
on the back of it for the camera. So legit, like the zoom is amazing.
Yes.
But I'm also excited too because if you take like professional style pictures of us and me and stuff, it's gonna be on your phone. It's gonna look good.
Yeah, and plus, I mean, until last night, you had what you thought was the best phone camera.
I still think it's great.
Oh no, see, so you shouldn't be too jealous. You should
No.
just celebrate me, you know.
Yes.
Pray for me, okay?
Oh my God, he's gonna go to church next week now.
I'm gonna be there, you know.
He's starting, dude. We should go with your mom one day though, for real.
Do you know what I'm gonna wear?
What?
I'm gonna wear. I'm not gonna get ordained, but I'm gonna wear the priest collar.
You should wear one of those shirts that they sell at Hot Topic. Those like satanic shirts.
Oh damn! Oh, you mean Spencer's, right?
Oh, Spencer's.
You know, those they
That collection of like.
I
funny
like those
me
actually.
too.
I like those.
Like the Let's Sacrifice Karen ones.
They have
and
pretty
stuff.
cool art style, you
Yeah,
know. But listen, you know, I'll leave you guys with this. Here's how you tell someone if you want to get with them. Okay, compliment their PAs. Okay.
Say they have awesome socks.
Yeah, that's to me that's very sexual.
I think that every time someone compliments you, you immediately think they're trying to say. Is that a problem that you have?
Let me see if that's true.
Or when they talk to you.
In general?
Yeah. Like if they're attractive and they talk to you,
Yeah.
you come home and you're like, she was trying to say.
It's more that
You can feel their vibe.
I can feel the vibrations of their soul, I guess. You know?
Okay, got it.
Like
Their true soul.
I look in their eyes, and sometimes I'm gonna be honest. Sometimes when women look at me, their eyes dilate.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Maybe it's because you're so orange. It's like
So orange.
just your beard
Damn.
plus your hair, you know,
One time,
plus your ojos.
one time, I was with my ex. Okay, and it was actually the day that we took the ferry. We took the ferry onto, I think, Fire Island. Okay.
Oh, I still want to go there. True.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
Why haven't you taken me there?
Don't wanna. So I went to this little store there, and I was with my ex, right? And as I was being rung up, the girl behind the counter, you know what she said to me? She said, "Your hair and eyes are the same color." And she licked her lips.
Oh my god, you added that though in your brain.
What?
That's your problem.
No. That happened.
Okay.
That happened. And
Show me the footage.
then her coworker, who was next to her, loosened her pants and said, "I agree."
Maybe she had just eaten.
Well, like at Thanksgiving dinner, you have to.
Yes.
Oh my God, that's pretty funny. But listen, thank you
Not
guys.
that you're not attractive, it's just that your stories are very funny.
Well, see, you and I are the opposite in some ways.
I know what
this.
you're about to fucking say right now.
Here's the truth. I don't usually like to break the fourth wall like this, but when I talk this way, I'm doing a bit.
Oh, I know.
When you talk about how people interact with you, you're not doing a bit. You think that people who are obviously hitting on you, who are hitting on you more than the girl who fucking licked her lips in front of me, you know? They hit on you more openly than that. And you know what you think when they leave? He's like a nice guy. This is what you think. That's what you think.
Whatever. That doesn't even happen often anymore. And I am smarter now.
One time
I used to be more naive.
One time we were at Starbucks. Someone was hitting on you so hard. And I didn't even bring it up, right? But as we walked away, do you remember what you said?
No.
You said, that was innocuous.
No, I didn't. You're a fucking liar.
Listen, thank you guys for watching. We love you. I probably love you a little bit more. But we're out.
Thanks for joining us. See you next time. Space between.